Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about soul ties, toxic soul ties at that. And I'm going to explain to you what it is in case you do not know what that is. And I'm also going to share how to break a toxic soul tie. So if you're interested, keep watching the video. So a toxic soul tie, well, let's start with a soul tie. A soul tie is when you meet someone and you feel deeply connected with them, like in the beginning, like even at the start of when you guys first meet. Like it's like this connection that you never felt with anybody before. It's like you're very familiar with them, like you've known them before. And so with this connection, it's because you guys had known each other from previous lives. And I'm not going to get into past lives and things of that sort, but that is why you feel deeply connected, because when you come down in this room into this earth, you guys meet and it's like you feel very familiar with them, like you've never felt with anybody else. It's like this connection that is like almost unbreakable. So when you get into a relationship with someone that you have a connection with, a lot of times, not all of the times, but a lot of times, these are people that you come across where it becomes toxic. Not all of the time, but sometimes that connection isn't healthy. So once you meet this person, you get to know them, you get together, things start to happen where it becomes unhealthy. That is when it is hard to break, because of that connection, that strong connection that you guys had from previous lives that carry to this life. And so it's really hard to break a soul tie, especially a toxic soul tie, because you don't know why you feel so connected to this person. You may think that they are like your soulmate, that you're supposed to be with this person, or it's supposed to feel this way. You don't understand why you're connected to this person, and at the same time it's hard for you to break that tie with that person as well. So the way that you break a toxic soul tie is by being aware that the relationship isn't healthy for you, period, right? You want to understand and know that the relationship is not healthy. It's not a healthy relationship for you to be in. All right, and so that you know that even you feel connected to this person, but you also know that you are worth being treated much better. So when you understand and know that, the way you break it is that you have to cut all contact with them, period. You have to cut all contact with them. Like delete their number, block their number, okay? Unfollow them from social medias, block them on social medias. You have to do that. And you have to also make sure that you do not give in to temptation, calling them, looking at their social medias. You don't want to do any of that. What you're wanting to do is break that tie, because it's a toxic tie. So you want to cut all contact with them first. That is the first thing that you want to do. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you are aware that the relationship isn't healthy and you're trying to find a way to break free from it. And so since you're already aware, that first step is to cut all contact with them, period. Okay, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. No excuses. You have to cut all contact. The second thing that you want to do is prayer or meditation. You want to pray and ask for that soul tie to be released. Ask for it to be cut. You want to ask the universe to help you to release the tie, this negative tie that is bringing you down, that's messing up your life, that's interfering with your life. Okay, because even though you cut all contact with them, there's still that connection that's going to make you feel tempted towards them again. And vice versa, they're going to do the same thing. So you want to ask the universe, you want to pray however you do it, or whoever you call your higher power. You want to pray and ask to release that soul tie between you and that person. And you keep praying, and as long as you do not give in to temptation and calling them and looking at their social media, any of that, the universe will look out for you, because you're serious and you want that part of your life gone. Okay. So when you are praying, you want to ask for forgiveness. You definitely want to ask for forgiveness. I know this is like, why am I forgiving? Why am I asking for forgiveness if they're the ones that did me wrong? Why am I asking for forgiveness? Because that's going to bring peace within yourself. Okay, when you forgive others, you forgive yourself and you forgive them. It will bring you peace. You won't have this grudge over them if you just forgive and let go. So you want to ask for forgiveness. When you ask for forgiveness, you also want to again ask for the universe to release that a negative attachment and that soul connection between you and that person. And you want to really sit there and you want to pray about it and ask for forgiveness and be really, really serious about it. The only way the universe will know that you're serious is if you do not give in to temptation. Okay? So no contact, prayer, asking for forgiveness, forgiving them, and asking to release the negative attachment to that person. During your prayer, you can meditate and meditate on connection between you and that person, like a string being attached between you two. It's like this attachment that you guys have, right? It's a cord that's attached between you and the other person. You want to visualize that cord. And when you're asking for it to be released, you want to visualize that cord being cut between you and them. That it is forever released. That it's not a part of you anymore. Because that's what we're cutting the cord. We're cutting that tie between you and that person. So you want to release it. And you want to see it in your mind's eye. Visualize it being cut. Visualize that cord being cut. So once you do that, you meditate for a while and you release it to the universe and you let it go. When you release it to the universe, you let it go, then you also want to pray and ask for strength, ask for protection. You always want to ask for protection. You always want to ask the universe to give you strength, courage, and protect you. Protect you from any harm, protect you from any attachments, reattachments to that person, and give you strength to move forward in your life. Because not to say that once you release it, it can still be tempting to go backwards. But if you're really serious, you're not going to do that. So you still want to pray and ask for strength and just move on and let it go. And know and believe and have trust and faith that the universe has taken care of this. The universe has detached that cord from that person. Now, as an option, you can also write a letter. You state in that letter with that person's name and write a letter to them. Like, this relationship is over with. This relationship is done. I no longer want to be tied to you. I no longer want to have any connections, any attachments to you whatsoever. The relationship was what it was. It's over. Our journey together is over. Now I want it to be released for good. Like, you want to say something like that. And as you're reading that, and as you're really putting your intention and your energy into it and you're reading it out loud, then you want to burn it. And it's good to have like parchment paper or brown paper bag to use. So if you have that, you can get it. So once you write that letter, you burn it and you let the ashes flow away. Allow the universe to take care of it. You can also do that. You can do in addition to your prayer, or you can do the prayer and then you can do the letter. But I would do both. I would do that one. I would do the prayer definitely for sure. And if I feel like I really need it more, then I would do the letter as well, writing the letter. So that is how you break a soul tie. Just know and understand that if you do this, make sure that you're not going back to that person, because you are probably going to be tested. That actually happened to one of my clients where she did exactly what I suggested, and as soon as she finished doing that, he called her, and so she gave in to temptation when she should have just blocked him in the first place. But that's not what happened. So she gave in and she ended up reattaching that cord back to them. And what I mean by that is that once you break that tie, once you break that cord between you and that other person, you can recreate it. You can recreate it by giving your energy back to that person, dealing with them all over again. So that's why I said, do not get tempted at all. Let it go. Have trust and faith that the attachment is broken and that you're moving on with your life and they're moving on with their life. And that's it. And in that letter also, I want to say, you don't want to say any bad things. Like, I hate you, this and that. Like, you don't want to do any of that. Because remember, we're forgiving and we're forgiving ourselves. We're forgiving that person. So we can instill peace in harmony within ourselves. We don't want to hold and carry that grudge and that weight on us that is really not necessary. We need to let it go, because a lot of times that creates us from moving forward in our own personal lives when we are holding on to grudges. So please understand that forgiveness is very, very powerful. So that's it for today's video. I hope it helps someone. And if you are looking for some coaching, make sure that you go to my website at rochellesmith.com and book a free session with me, especially if you are in a relationship and you're trying to break free from that relationship. I do offer a free coaching call for someone that is trying to get out of a relationship. Everything will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with anyone that needs to hear this message. Turn on your notifications so you won't miss any videos that I upload. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.